Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife. How dare you, Harry? Hello, I'm HG Tudor. This one's wife and Harry are in Colombia, and it's proving to be a bit of a bullshit bingo of her various aspects of narcissism being demonstrated. It's not a surprise. After all, it is her narcissism that drives her behaviour when interacting with other people, and therefore it was going to be on display. But it has been quite entertaining, the extent to which the predictability of her narcissism has been demonstrated. More about that later. We're going to kick off with the analysis of the Colombia tour with a return to a familiar aspect of this one's wife's narcissism. Narcissists don't like to be interrupted. Many people don't like to be interrupted. In some instances, they will accept that the other person has something they want to say or the interruption is pertinent, and then they will continue with what they are saying. Some people become irritated by it, but for the narcissist, it represents a threat to control. The fact that when the narcissist is speaking and somebody else interrupts threatens that narcissist's assertion of control over the audience, and the narcissist is not pleased. This means that the ever-present churning fury of the narcissist suddenly makes an appearance. With some narcissists, you wouldn't recognise it, for the facade management is superior and it keeps that fury under control, unseen, beneath the surface. We know with this one's wife that her facade management often struggles in relation to keeping that ignited fury hidden. Accordingly, when a narcissist is interrupted, that amounts to a threat to control. In order to nullify the threat to control, one of the things that the narcissism does is cause ignited fury. This heated ignited fury bursts to the surface. In many instances, the facade management of the narcissism stops it before it makes an appearance and utilises an alternative method of control so as not to damage the facade. But with this one's wife, the strength of her heated ignited fury and the misfiring nature of her facade management means that we often get glimpses of her annoyance, which is actually her heated ignited fury coming to the surface. And before I provide you with the example that has occurred in Colombia, do you remember this, for instance? Yes, this was a very clear example of the death stare when this one's wife was talking at the Grenfell Cookbook event a number of years ago. It was her mother, Doria, who was on the receiving end of the heated ignited fury as she interrupted her daughter, and as you've seen in the short clip, which has been played a number of occasions for emphasis, this one's wife's head whipped round and she fixed her mother with that death stare. You're seeing the heated ignited fury of the narcissist coming to the surface, and the facade management was too slow. It was caught napping, so that for a moment this heated ignited fury was able to present itself and make itself seen. This has happened on the Colombia tour also. Harry and this one's wife were talking to some people, and once again, this one's wife found herself interrupted by an observation or a comment that has come from Harry as the intimate partner primary source. This amounts to an immediate threat to control, and we see once again the response by way of the heated, ignited fury, which is saying, "How dare you, Harry?" Have a look at this footage. Although we are not treated to seeing the same penetrative stare directed at the transgressor, as we witnessed in the incident between this one's wife and her mother, what is noticeable is the speed at which this one's wife's head whips round. It isn't the case that she smiles and allows Harry to speak and then carries on talking herself, but the fact that as soon as Harry opens his mouth, her head whips round to look at him, as if to say, "Who do you think you are interrupting me?" This is another clear example of where somebody else interrupting this one's wife threatens her need for control, resulting in the manifestation of her heated, ignited fury, and, once again, her facade management has been caught napping. It was unable to keep up, and was unable to prevent her from acting in that particular way. We've seen other instances of this, notably with the jaw clenching, the jaw jutting, the staring that takes place. I've shown the death stare in other analyses. Please see parts passim. But once again, here is this one's wife. She's on tour in Colombia, and on the first day, we see another manifestation of her narcissism writ large. This time, the production of the death stare, the response of heated, ignited fury to a threat to control posed by someone simply speaking. This is because, in the world of this one's wife, she is the most important person. Everything must revolve around her. Everybody must fall hushed when she is speaking. Everybody must give her the attention when she is speaking because what she has to say is meaningful and important. Harry, even though he is her husband and the intimate partner primary source, is not afforded any special status that would give him some form of immunity from this treatment. Far from it. On the contrary, the fact is that there is the possibility also thereafter that she would chastise him away from the cameras for interrupting, leading Harry to feel disconsolate and browbeaten once again. Thus, on tour, she just can't help herself. And this is because her narcissism, as always, is driving her interactions. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for watching.